Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we will be discussing about a very important framework, and that is Python framework called Flask. So this framework is very important in creating different types of web applications. If you want to create REST API, or it has also third party extension that can be integrated in Flask for couple of other integrations, couple of other modules. So in terms of scalability, there are lots of other modules in extension to Flask that you can use. Plus, there are two popular framework. One is your Flask and another is your Django. That is available in Python, and we will also discuss the comparison of Flask and Django. So basically, Flask is again a lightweight framework. It is used to create web application. You can create RESTful API, and apart from that, you can integrate your existing Flask using third-party extensions also. If we talk about features, again, in terms of web application, routing is a very important feature where this routing module, it is capable of routing the users to the appropriate page based upon the URL. Then it supports templating, it supports debugging. Then security feature is very important in case of Flask. It also has built-in development server. So once we write the code, there is an inbuilt server that runs. In order to install Flask, it's very simple. We have the command called pip install Flask, and your Flask will be installed. So again, once Python is installed, then is every framework has its own, or every language its own package manager. Here it is pip. In case of Node, it is npm. So all React, Angular applications, all the packages that needs to be installed, it is used using npm. Then we have in Java, we have Maven. In case of .NET, we have NuGet. So every language has its own package. So right now, we don't need to we don't need to create all those things. It has a dependency, so you can just install it. So again, Flask route we have already discussed. Then Flask extension, again, it is very important. You can install this Flask extension using pip. So all the third party extensions can be installed. Then we have Flask. The basic mechanism of Flask is based upon request and response. So request is a global object. So all the incoming request, all the incoming data, it is managed by the request object. And if you want to send anything from web application, from REST API to the client, it is done using response. Then you have SQL Alchemy. So SQL Alchemy, again Flask is one thing. You have number of other features through which you can integrate your Flask just to increase the capability. And if something is required, we don't need to implement that module by ourselves. These all modules are available in the form of third party extension. You can just install that. Then we have also templates. So either we can use this Flask as a REST API where it is only sending the data in the form of JSON, or you can also have a web application part where the data is also consumed within the Flask. So for that we have different templates. Then the other important thing that is normally asked, because again we have Flask and Django, so both are again capable of doing the same thing, but Django is a full-fledged framework, whereas Flask is a lightweight framework, and then it is easy to learn, it is easy to implement, so it can be learned easily. Then we have Flask login. So Flask login, again, Flask is a very simple framework, lightweight, but if we want to implement some security, so it's not limited to what Flask you have initially installed. If you want to integrate security feature, you don't need to write that login or authentication or authorization code. We have Flask login extension that provides supports for user authentication, session management, all those things are done. Then we have Flask Migrate. Again, it is also a third-party extension. It can be installed using pip. So any package in Python, we use pip to install using the, and again, if you want to migrate any Flask application, we can use this Flask Migrate. Then we have Flask Session. Again, Flask Session is also a third-party provider that is used to manage session. We have Flask Restful, Rest Plus. Again, Flask Rest Plus is specifically for creating REST API. Again, if you want to use this, you don't need to do anything extra. Just use this pip command and through this it will be installed. Then we have Babel also that supports internalization. So if you want to do any localization, so you can just install this Flask Babel and then you can manage this. Then we have Flask Mail. Again, it's a third-party extension through which you can manage the mail part. If you want to send and receive email using Flask, you can use this Flask email. Then we have Flask Security. So the main thing is like you should be aware of Flask, but apart from this, what all features, what all facilities it is being provided, you should be aware. And if something is not available out of the box, then in that case you can use this Flask third-party extension to install this. So this was all about Flask. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. And thank you for watching this video.